Hello, hope you're all okay. I'm choosing to do this on bonfire night, which is perhaps not the most sensible thing because it might get quite loud. I just wanted to take you through the organisation of resources on the Google Classroom because I think there's a couple of things I forgot to mention in the meeting on Tuesday. And then I just want to clarify what's going to happen next week and for the green stream first week. So the first thing I want to show the guys in my team is the classwork page in the Google Classroom. And you'll see that in the classwork tab, we all have our own topic area. The reason we've done this is basically we looked at the way that General RE has been run and some of the snags that Diane's found in terms of kind of trying to see which students have done which work. If they're all kind of logged on to the same task, it just becomes very difficult to figure out who's done what. So when we do set them a task, when we hit create and say if I want to reuse a post, because that's mostly what we're going to be doing, just reusing posts from other classrooms or other teachers. I'm just going to borrow Carly's there for a second if you don't mind. So if we just go into the topic there, we'll see that all of us have our own topic area. So when you do post something for your students, if you can just select your topic and then select your students from the list, that means that only your 3 or 4 will be able to see what you've posted, and that's the only work that you'll also get notifications for. So you won't get thousands of Google notifications. That's a really lovely message, Carly. I haven't done that. It's really nice. So first things first, for the students in class next week, first thing we need to do is get the infrastructure set up. So check first and foremost that they've accepted the invite to the Google Classroom. If they haven't, the Google Classroom code is at the top of the Classwork stream, which for me is this one here. Any students at home that haven't signed up yet, if you can just send them a quick text, that will be really helpful, just so that they know kind of what they need to be doing. If we show them the Classwork tab and then explain to them what I've just explained about the topic area, once they've done that, students are to go on to their assignment and upload their logbook, their research, any writing they've done so far. Then in our quick one-to-ones, if we can just check logbooks. So part A, B and C should all be complete if they were on the EPQ last year. Part B in particular is quite urgent. If that hasn't been completed, that needs, me and Eddie need that flagging up really so that we can go in and verify those titles. Then the students can be moving forward with their work. Once all that is in, they can even upload perhaps like Word documents with their bibliographies on, so that when we do come to Harvard referencing in a couple of weeks' time, they've got a starting point. And basically keep it as thorough as possible, and then we can start to strip out what we don't need as we kind of reach the end of the course. So while we're conducting one-to-ones, students that were on this last year can continue with their research writing, they can do their logbooks, they can neaten things up, they can fill in their taught skills if they need to. If you have any new students that have just picked it up in the upper 6, the first thing we need to do is define an area of study. Me and Eddie are going to post a couple of resources from UCAS and also from YouTube, just to help students and new staff figure out what makes a good title. There's also a document from AQA that I'll upload that new staff can just read through, just to help us kind of first of all understand what makes a good title, because I haven't done this for a couple of years either, so I might need a bit of a revision, and then to help students that are at home figure out what makes a good title. Students that are on remote weeks, we shouldn't really need to keep in touch with. Just again, like General RE and like tutorial, if they're at home, they should be getting on with work on their own. The only exception should be in this first week here, where if they haven't joined the Google Classroom, you'll need to contact them just to ask them to do that. And then perhaps towards the end, if they need kind of nudging, just to submit work. But largely, we should only have those 3 or 4 students that are in the classroom with us at the time. The spreadsheet with the progress log looks like this. If it's uploading, there we go. So all we're asking you to do is put your initials, the student's name, their title, and then all of this is just yes and no. So we're not kind of contravening any GDPR regulations. We're not giving away any information about the students other than their name, which is fine. We're not giving away any other information about them there. So that will be posted to the stream tabs on mine and Eddie's classrooms by the end of this week, certainly, so that you can start running with that on Monday. We're aiming to have that spreadsheet filled out by the 20th November. That then means that we can get a full list of the cohort to Anna to start preparing entry for exams. It also means that we can then start moving forward with UCAS. And it also means that we can set deadlines for the rest of the year. So when we want projects in, when we need presentations doing, moderation, and all of that can then be boxed off. If there are any new titles or anything that's not been verified last year, me and Eddie are going to aim to get that done over the next 2 weeks. So potentially by the 20th of November, by say the 25th, 26th at the very latest, we're aiming to have all students kind of on a level playing field. Some, like we were saying, might be nearer the end than others. But once we know where everyone is, we'll have a much better idea of how to manage that. Students that are at home, as I said, make sure you send a text to check that they've signed up to Google Classroom. They need to make sure that they upload their logbooks and their work from home so that we can start filling in the spreadsheet. We can then just do a quick one-to-one with them next week. As I said, we're going to post the mark scheme for them and also a couple of resources about how to write a strong EPQ. We're going to post the mark scheme so that they can just do a little bit of a self-assessment and check that their logbooks and their work so far is up to scratch. Like I was saying, remote students are expected to work independently for this lesson. They're going to be marked as T. There's no need to be on the mic or on Google Meets during your lesson unless you want to have a meeting with a student particularly urgently. We would ask you, though, just to leave your email open in case a student has a question. That then means that we can focus on the students that are in the room and keep everything a bit more brisk, and we should be able to move the students that are in the room with us along a lot quicker as well. The last thing I think I wanted to say is that a couple of students are starting to ask about predicted grades. If they didn't have a predicted grade set last year, then by all means, if you're comfortable with the subject and the mark scheme, so if you've done this for a few years, please feel free to add a predicted grade in My Aquinas and then just tap yes on the predicted grade column of the progress log, just so we know where we're up to with that. Otherwise, Eddie and I are going to sort predicted grades out by the start of December. If a student does urgently need a predicted grade, please just let us know or ask students to come and find us, and we will look over their logbook and their project and assign a predicted grade as a matter of priority. So I hope that's all okay. As I said, I'll leave this PowerPoint up on the Google Classroom for you to have a check over. It might be nice to read over it just before your lesson, because I know we're all kind of running about all over the place at the moment. Yeah, I hope it goes well next week. These students should all be lovely. Yeah, look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.